समस्त को नमस्कार फकीरमोहन विश्वविद्यालय तरफ आपण मानको समस्त को पुणी आउथरे मंथन 06 को स्वागत करूची जे कथा कहि पारेनी ताको मुख कहा जाय आउ जे चाली पारेनी ताको पंगु कहा जाय मुख भी बाचाळ भलिया कथा कहिबा अनर्गळ कथा कहि पारिबो आउ पंगु भी गिरी लंघन करिबार क्षमता रखि पारे आ आपण मानकु जणा ए सब संभव ही पारला गुरु केवल गुरुत्व कृपा आ सेति पई बधे हुए हमर पूर्वज माने कहथिले मुकम करति पाछला पंगु लंघयति गिरी यत् कृपा तमहं बंदे आहुरी बहुत कथा अछि आनंद पर्यंत अछि किंतु एई सब बेले बेले लागे एटा सब भूल गथे हाउ सेटा नाही दुनिया चेंज हो जायछि आमे एई जमाना रे अछि सेति पई आपण जे लेखि पारुनी से लेखि पारिबो आहुरी बहुत कथा अछि आ मु सेई कहउतली कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्ता विषय रे कहउतली तेणु चालंतु सुनिबा कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्तार महिमा आ डॉक्टर मोनालिसा मैडम को
Dear Vice Chancellor Sri Santosh Kumar Tripathi sir, respected Chairman Post PG Council Professor Santosh Kumar Agarwal sir, all the esteemed faculty members and dear research scholars, the media people, a very good afternoon to all of you. Samastako namaskar. As rightly said by Ravi sir, now it is possible to communicate with the help of AI. The person who is not able to speak, the person who is not able to work, he or she can also be able to convey his message or do the regular daily activities with the help of AI. But how efficiently? And AI work is now not just limited to computer science laboratories or to the computer science people. It has become a buzzword rather than a technical word. So rather than telling what is AI, let's today see what can be the benefits of using AI, what are the pros and cons involved with AI, how it can be beneficial for us, how it can be dangerous as well as helpful. We can discuss all those things throughout our slides. Before moving further, I will ask today's session with a simple question. How much AI did you use today? Anyone can answer. How much AI did you use today? ये ऑप्शन में किसी बिल्कुल यूज करें ना बिल्कुल करें ना okay, let's see this slide. Now tell me, our beloved ChatGPT ताकू तो निश्चित यूज करते हैं it is limited. it तो मु ज्यादा पाइबी जति रखिबा को चाहिबी usage of AI. This slide is not sufficient to put those figures or pictures. एते मते बोलू के जब AI यूज करछन आ केही बिल्कुल करे ना strangely computer science has not used once today. Actually to her she hasn't used. Thank you for clarifying that. So starting from Google Map navigation, obviously we don't need Google Map to reach Pokemon University, but we can suggest any of our relatives or friends to navigate or to reach an unknown location using Google Maps. YouTube recommendations means it is also using the AI is also behaving as recommender systems, and it is also suggesting us to listen your favorite music or video like that. Voice assistant, this one is also very famous. Many of us are having Alexa, Siri, and those things in our home. Then face unlocking system. Again, many of us are having smartphones in which the face unlocking system is there. Then spam filtering. এইটা তো ম্যাডাম আপনি কই পারিবেনি ইমেল স্প্যাম ফিল্টারিং টা বাই ডিফল্ট হচ্ছে that's why I'm telling to say that AI, either if we want it or if we don't want it, it is there. It has means এটা আমার অক্ষরে পসিবল না আমি মানু কিনা নো মানু so then this one also very popularly used Google Translation, then again for shopping, online banking, and many more. So starting from our means from morning, if somebody is using smartwatch and those kind of things, so smart alarm is there, so it is adapting to our sleep cycle. Again, while we are going for checking weather related information, again we are taking the help of AI. We are again using navigation, as I have already told that in the previous slide. Then during the working hours, we are using that for drafting, for filtering our emails, for transcripting the virtual meeting. This one, I hope also many of you know how to get information from the virtual meeting, like for example, the platforms like Google Meet and Zoom. So by default, voice recognition mechanism is there, speech translation is being there, done, and it can summarize the key facts or information from those conversations during the meeting, and it can provide those useful information to us. Again, it is there for data analysis and several kind of daily activities. Again, during evening, if we are having smart home, is not only smart home, some smart appliances are also there in our home. It will automatically adjust the light and temperature. Again, we can use it as language translating system. So quietly it is present at every hour, whether we realize it or we don't, but it is there at every hour of our life. So that's why we can say it quietly powers the world around us, starting from the public transport scheduling, fraud detection in bank, and during the healthcare diagnosis, during the monsoon prediction, everywhere there is the application of AI. Then before knowing some key features or qualities artificial intelligence, we should know little bit of human intelligence. So intelligence is nothing but the ability to perceive, learn, remember, reason, plan, communicate, and decide. From a doctor diagnosing a patient, to a teacher taking a class, from a police performing his or her duties, to a chef preparing nice dishes, everywhere intelligence is required. It is there irrespective of any culture, caste, religion, profession. So intelligence is there everywhere. These are the four components of human intelligence. Perception, that means receiving information from the world through senses and signals. We the human being receive information from the world through our senses, whereas the machines, they receive information through sensors or signals. Then learning, acquiring new knowledge from our past experience. Okay. Then reasoning, not only to gain the knowledge, also we should ask, means we should be logical whether the knowledge we have gained it is proper or not. So logical reasoning should always be there. And finally, decision making based upon all those gained knowledges and information we have, we can be able to make decisions. Then the term artificial intelligence, it is nothing but the simulation of human intelligence by machines, especially our computer systems. What happened in the traditional programming? In those years or days, we are giving rules and data and we are simply getting the answers. Whereas in case of AI, we are giving data along with that giving the answers, and the machine is using those information and it is generating the nodes. Machine is some specific models, machine learning models. They are deriving certain nodes. Using those nodes and the patterns learned from data, it is able to make decisions. This is how artificial intelligence behaves. This is a little bit technical, but I'll just tell it in a very generic way. Artificial intelligence is a broader concept, means adding intelligence to the machines. That is known as artificial intelligence in the layman term. Then machine learning is coming under AI, where the machine is able to learn from data and patterns associated with those data. Again, deep learning is a subset of machine learning which is specifically used to analyze and process complex problems where multiple neural networks are involved. And generative AI, these days this is popularly used, our again beloved ChatGPT and those kind of things, that is coming under generative AI. Is AI used to generate text, audio, video, photo, anything you can generate using AI. That's why it is named as generative AI. Then how does an AI learn? Like I said, it is learning from the past experience and patterns associated with the data. So the idea came from our natural means from our brain. The concept is there called biological neuron, which consists of billions of, means our brain contains billions of neurons, and each neuron receives signals, processes them, and produces an output. This is the foundation of all thought processes and learning processes. And just AI means the artificial neuron, it mimics that idea. And now, how it behaves, it is just taking inputs and associating some values to those inputs, means to tell us the importance of those variables or those inputs, some weight values are associated with the inputs. Then those values are multiplied and given to the function. Here it is called summation or linear function. Then some bias values added, and finally we are getting the output. Then what AI learn? It can learn anything. It can learn from images, from those pixels associated with the photos. It can learn the pattern associated with the language from the sentences, words, and those patterns. It can learn from weather, means from temperature, moisture, or your time, date. From all those patterns, it is learning about the weather. Then from biological pattern, it is learning through DNA. Then from sound, it is learning audio patterns. Through sensors, again it is learning your sensor data. Like there are several examples where it's simply learning the patterns associated with those data. The data can be in any form, that can be from in image form or data, video, anything, as I have already told. So this is again, we have already told. This is good. So we are having data. We are simply getting the patterns from those data, and using those patterns we can either predict or generate or able to make decisions. So how it all started? During 1950, Alan Turing, he proposed one game called imitation game. I'm just telling you briefly what is the meaning of this game, means what happened exactly. Suppose I will ask questions to two persons and I don't know, and they are sitting at their respective computers. At one computer a human being is there, and the another computer one machine is there, and they are both able to communicate with me. I will simply ask questions and they will answer me. And if I am unable to recognize whether the answer coming is from a machine or a human being, then the machine passes. तामाने machine जो भी तुम हमको इमिति देला जे human being टाइप रो से जे हमको आंसर देला तामाने कोन से भी ठीक करि पारिबो इमिति नाही से पूरा human being भले भाबि देबो किंतु it is having some ability so that it can imitate the behavior of the human being and it can show the person that I can also think. So whether it is possible or not, we can again discuss in the further slides. So that's how the concept of CAM machines think the question means Alan Turing just imposed one question to several researchers, and now also nowadays also it is a very very means popular question of debate among all the researchers, and some are telling that yes they are able to think, some are telling no. So again we can discuss about that in the further slides. So how it evolved? Earlier we were using symbolic AI, which was nothing but rules written by a human being, and logic-based reasoning was there. Whereas in case of machine learning, as we have seen in the last figure, it is just learning from the data, and here we have few handwritten rules, and here we are using our past experience to behave better in the future. These are some of the timelines of AI. In 2012, means before that, image recognition was little bit difficult. In 2012, one model was being proposed called AlexNet, which can successfully make the image processing, and there multiple GPUs were there to process the deep learning models. Then in 2017, the transformer came. So again, transformer is based on attention mechanism. 2018 onwards, large pre-trained models like GPT, ChatGPT, and those things. Not exactly ChatGPT came in 2022. But GPT and bot models they came after 2018. Then these are again the major milestones in 2022. ChatGPT was launched, bringing conversational generative AI to a global audience. In 2023, multimodal AI accelerated, and in 2024, again agentic AI concept was there. But for us, means in India, one mission was launched in March 2024. That is India AI mission, which was used to strengthen our AI innovation. But it functioned in January 2025, where the India AI Innovation Center invited proposals, and the experimentation was being done on our Indian datasets. And now in the 2026, more focus is being given to reasoning AI, means how human being and AI can work together in a collaborative manner. That is being focused in 2026. So let's see how I can evolve. Earlier, if I will give one image of a cat, it will simply try to identify patterns existing in the data, and it will answer whether it is yes or no, whether it is a cat or not. It will simply label and recognize. Whereas in case of generative AI, like I said, it is popularly used to generate something. I will simply give one prompt: create a cat wearing an astronaut suit. So it will generate entirely new content. It will imagine, it will imprint and produce an output like this. Okay. तो हमें चाहिए भी निजों को बात में सिंगों की चिल्प करके देख पाएं. नहीं. So next one. Again, what it creates, it can create text, it can create image, it can create means audio, video, and everything. Then what is the engine behind this generative AI? This term might be large language models. So it is again functioning in four steps. First one, tokenization, where means suppose I will give one sentence, what is the capital of India? So it will break that sentence text into small units called tokens that can be words or part of words or characters. Then each token is converted into numbers. Then the model processes them to understand the context and the relationship between those. Then, based upon previous tokens and non patterns, the model predicts the most likely next token. Similarly, tokens are generated one by one to form a meaningful response. Okay. So confident proximity is correct. So AI can generate responses that will sound very authoritative and convincing. But actually, sometimes they are wrong. So we the human beings should always verify whether the content generated by AI is actually correct or not. So five rules we should always remember while using AI. It can be wrong. Confidence doesn't mean correctness. We have to protect our sensitive information. Then verify important claims. Always we should verify. And we the human beings should always be responsible, not the AI. Okay? So it's always desired that irrespective of any field, always data should be means the information should be correct. But there are again some cases where we cannot tolerate if there is means we cannot tolerate not only we cannot tolerate if we are having wrong information, then it may spoil anybody's life. For example, in case of any legal cases or employment decisions, suppose I will give so and so information to ChatGPT and I will ask whether I should fire this employee or not. Then based upon the past means performance or maybe he can fire means it can fire also that employee. But the person associated with that particular person means the employer, the higher, the maybe the head of the department or anybody maybe, he knows her personally, so he can better decide whether to keep him or not. So in those critical situations, again in case of medical data, in case of means where it is very critical, we cannot simply rely on a machine to take decisions. So these fields, medical, financial, important academic works, legal, safety critical situations where self-driving, for example, self-driving, all those cases, we should not rely completely on AI. Then the AI verification tribunal means the AI output is there. Suppose our AI is giving us any output, always we should ask, can you please give me the source? Then I will verify personally whether the source it has given is correct or not. Then only we can take any decision or we can pass any judgment. So these 3 points should be always considered while going for any decisions. Then again it is also one very important question. Your AI, your partner, but who controls whom? So it can help us to learn, work, create and decide. But we should always be the ones who can choose what AI does, what it says. Okay, we can control what we share. Again, we can decide what to trust and what not to. That's why it is written, AI should be your partner, not your decision maker. How it can be used in our multidisciplinary area? A few examples I have taken. Like I said, it can be nowadays everywhere it is being used. So I have just taken few examples. Education. It is always available 24/7 to the students. How they are using it, that is important. Like means as we know in our class all kinds of students are there. Some are fast learners, some are slow learners, and some are shy people. We cannot ask directly to the teachers if they are having some doubts. Then AI is there 24/7 available. Again, some people are having language issues, they cannot communicate properly. Then they can also type and type with the help of AI and get those answers, because if we are also having grammatical errors, AI is going to understand the meaning with those errors and it will give you the proper answer. So they can take the help of AI for understanding something, to make their notes. Similarly, like students, we can also use the AI for many means for translation purpose, for lesson planning and assignment, for setting questions. Not only we are doing everything, some people are laughing because maybe we all are using that. That's why. So, but again, we should be the one to check whether the question set is properly set or not. And again, some we have means I have personally checked some problems are not solved by AI. Means we have some mathematical papers like during computational or all those things. I have tested and I have given the question to ChatGPT, and in many cases it has given me the wrong answer. Then the student is not able to know whether the answer is because they are completely blindly relying on ChatGPT. So then our rule was we can help the student. No, this one is not the proper answer. You can just modify it like that, and then you can get the right answer. Similarly, here it is mentioned that AI is reshaping our classrooms and learning spaces, but with great power always comes greater responsibility. So our aim should be to teach with AI, not to be replaced by AI. Again, in healthcare, doctors are using, suppose to using some chest X-ray image or something like that, or some images of scan images to recognize a particular disease, whether it is there or not. Suppose the hospital is very popular, means the clinic or the hospital is very popular, and it is having thousands of patients per day. So it is very difficult for person to manually check each of them because maybe 80% of them are high. They are not having any diseases. So the doctor will concentrate on those risky reports, and then the doctor can provide his expertise or solution to those patients only. So in that case, on a priority basis, the doctor can work. Other than means, if AI is not there, the same work will be done, but only the time will be more. Means the time will be more, consumed more. Again, this is also image case. Again, several cases we can take. Means doctors can take the help of the AI. During the discovery of new medicines also, during work to optimization, everywhere we can use AI. Then in agriculture, how it is being used, it's not that only expensive devices are required. Using the smartphone only, the farmer can know. Suppose it can take the images of the leaves, and using the AI facility in the phone, it can know whether there is some disease or not without waiting for an expert person which will be available after 10 days maybe. So if the problem is not so critical, means the disease is not so dangerous, the farmer can get a solution on itself by taking the help of AI. Similarly, it can get the weather alerts. It can get the soil and irrigation advice. Several purposes we can use that. And if we are blessed to have those facilities, means we can have the satellite and drone monitoring ability. If several farmers are there under a builder, then again he or she can take the help of satellites and drones for monitoring the quality of the agriculture. Similarly, in engineering also we can have several applications like predictive maintenance, quality control. Suppose many of you might have heard in case of factories, manually laborers are working. They don't have any other work. They will just follow the instructions. They don't know what is the condition of the machinery, whether it is functioning properly or not. They will simply work. And there are several cases. Some malfunction is happening and some big accidents are there. Simply the company is going to give compensatory money to the family. So we know money cannot replace the human being. If it is having sensors or AI machines near there, they will notify that this device is not working properly. It may be hazardous to work there. So before getting any dangerous accident, we can take preventive measures with the help of AI. So while again setting up small businesses, we can take the help of AI for marketing purpose, for sales forecasting, for document automation, and several those purposes. We can also go for means with the help of AI, customer personalization, faster service delivery can also be there. It is again we have seen the role of AI in transforming public service delivery by enabling multilingual access. Again in climate also, during the weather forecasting, we can take the help of AI. Several roles. It is see several works are there, biodiversity monitoring, deforestation activities. All those things can be solved, means we can take preventive measures with the help of AI before facing any problem. Again, this one many of you have heard. Many of the songs nowadays they are being sung by AI. Means I cannot also distinguish between if you will play a particular song. If I don't know who is the original singer, I cannot say whether it is being sung by the AI. Means AI has manipulated it or it is the original one. So it is also playing a role in art and culture. Here also, again it is one of the critical cases. So here we can have AI, means we can get the assistance of AI but to a limited usage. For small works, we can take the help of AI, not for decision making those kind of things. Okay. So, like I said, it is no longer just a technological curiosity. It is becoming a powerful tool for addressing some of the humanity's most pressing challenges like food security is being solved, cleaning water, climate change. All those things can be possible now with the help of AI. And how it can save our future, or how we can save the future together. We can collaborate with AI as a partner. We can think critically about how AI saves the society. We can bring our unique perspectives to innovation. Then again help build AI that is fair, inclusive, and human-centered. Okay. This is our future. This is first priority. Our future may be in India, maybe after 30, 50 years, it is going to be there. But in foreign countries, they are already facing these cases. So the question is, I should not tell, die, and those kind of things, but it is there. The question is, would you rather die alone in a company of a caring robot or with family? Again, family is there and AI is there. So here, you can ask me a question: if family members are already there, then what is the role of AI? Here, AI can act as a nurse. As we know, all of us are working. Means if in a family, 4 members are there, 3 are working, and the other one is the person who is in the bed. Then who is going to attend when there is nobody? So in those situations, it can act as a nurse. Again, I am telling it is not going to be used as a replacement, but it can be as a helper or a nurse. So this can be our future. Which scenario we are choosing, that depends upon us, because nowadays earlier we were having joint family, then we came to nuclear family. Then I don't know what condition we have now. multi means micronuclear or what that term I don't know. So Gen Z Gen Alpha Gen Beta what generation it is falling. So based upon our situation we can better know which situation or which scenario we should go for. Then some useful information I want to share. It is already there in the book. Still I want to share if anybody doesn't know how means up to what extent it can go. In August 2025, a 56-year-old man killed his mother, 83-year-old, who was 83-year-old, by just talking to a means chatbot. Okay? And it is there. This and the saddest thing there, the person was not mentally stable. After killing his mother, he killed himself. So this is taken there, and the court case is already pending. The recent one, this I have used this one. Means I have kept this one in my slide because the person that is Arjun Abdul, he is of Indian origin. Again, this case is also in USA. Okay, so he was just a 17-year-old teenager. The family members who notice his changing behavior, ସେମାନେ କିଛି ଦିନ ଆଗରୁ ତାର behavior notice କରିଥିଲେ. That's why ସେମାନେ କଣ କଲେ ଲୁଚେଇ ଦେଇଥିଲେ ସବୁ. ଯେତେ ସାର୍ପ ଯେମିତି କି ନାଇଫ ହେଇଗଲା କିଛି ଡେଞ୍ଜରସ୍ ୱେପନ୍ସ ଯୋଉଟା ହେଇପାରିବ ସବୁ ଲୁଚେଇ ଦେଇଥିଲେ. ତାପରେ ବି on 11th of August, means maybe just 6-7 before that this incident happened. When the father went out to his work, the 17-year-old teenager simply used his laptop and one knife. Means the knife was also not in a proper condition. Using those two devices, he killed his own mother and again killed his brother. Then how they came to know that he killed the particular means how he killed the mother and the brother. As it is again USA, always regular checkups are being done. The police person they came to come to everybody's house in the evening to know just whether everybody is fine. So when they rang the bell and nobody was opening the door, they simply entered into the house and found all of them were dead. Then they did all the research and they found that the particular child, I mean not the child, the teenager, he was just using ChatGPT to ask him how can I kill them, how can I means using some XYZ name. Se to kahi paribo na mu kemti maribi. Se kichi kon kala kichi ei emti scenario achi. Mo bhai ଆଉ ମୋ ମା ମୋର ଶତ୍ରୁ ଭଳିଆ ବିହେଭ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ମାନେ XYZ person ର ChatGPT ତାକୁ ସଜେସନ ଦେଲା ତୁ ଆମ ପାଖରେ କିଛି ୱେପନ୍ ନାହିଁ ମାରିବା ପାଇଁ. ତ ସେ କହିଲା ଠିକ ଅଛି ଲାପଟପ୍ ୟୁଜ କରିଦେ. Again କଣ ପାଇଁ ହେଲା ସେଟା ଏବେ ଯାଏ ବି ପେଣ୍ଡିଂ ଅଛି. ଯେହେତୁ ରିସେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛି ବହୁତ କେସଟା. ତାର ପୋଲିସ ତାକୁ ଏବେ ବି କଷ୍ଟଡିରେ ନେଇଛନ୍ତି. ତାକୁ ମେଣ୍ଟାଲ ହେଲ୍ଥ ମାନେ ଯୋଉ ସାଇକିଆଟ୍ରିଷ୍ଟ ମାନଙ୍କ ପଠାଯାଇଛି. ତ ରିଜିନ୍ ଏଯାଏ ମୁଁ ଜାଣି ନାହିଁ. ଯଦି ମାନେ ଏତିକି ଦିନ ଭିତରେ ଯଦି ନ୍ୟୁଜ again ଅନଲାଇନ ଆସେ ତ ମୁଁ ଜାଣି ନାହିଁ. So again this is one of the cases. Why it is so popular? Because again it is happening in the same USA and the person is of Indian origin. Then there are again several cases and the saddest thing is that it is not attacking to any particular age group. As you can see, it can also attack to 17-year-old. It can attack to a senior citizen. Again, as you can see the third case, it is targeting the autistic patients. Means the children having some mental disabilities. It can targeting. It is not targeting. It is misleading. You can say how a machine can target. It is misleading. So using means by looking into these cases, we can see how it can be. Means before this, I was just telling these are the good qualities of AI. How we should means why we should use AI. All those benefits, but if not used properly, it can do serious hazard or serious problem cause. So, ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଗୋଟେ ବହୁତ ଆମର ଫେମସ୍ ଅଛି ଯୋଡ଼ ବିହୁଳି ସୃଷ୍ଟି ନାଶ, ଯୋଡ଼ ବହୁଳି ସୃଷ୍ଟି ନାଶ. So AI is like that only. It is like a double-edged sword. If used wisely, it brings progress, innovation, and better future. If misused or over-relied upon, it can cause harm, bias, loss of control, and even threats to humanity. So that's why balance is the key to survival. So can I thank our dear vice chancellor for giving this opportunity, and thank you all for your questions. You can ask me any question if you want.
Thank you, madam. That was a nice talk. ଆପଣଙ୍କର ମୋ ମନରେ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଆସିଥାଏ ଆମେ ଛୋଟବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ଗପ ପଢ଼ିଥିଲୁ ତ ବହୁତ ସେଇ ପ୍ରକାର ବହୁତ ସିନେମା ବି ଆସୁଛି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଏଆଇ ବା ଯୋଉ ରୋବୋଟିକ୍ସ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉଟାକି ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଏଆଇ ଜଷ୍ଟ ହ୍ୟୁମାନ୍ ବିଙ୍ଗସକୁ ଓଭରପାୱାର କରୁଛି ତ ଏମିତି ଗୋଟେ ସିଚୁଏସନ୍ ଆସିବାର ପସିବିଲିଟି ଅଛି କି ତା ବିଷୟରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ମତାମତ କ'ଣ ସେଇଟା ମୁଁ ଜାଣିବାକୁ
ଆସିବ ଯେମିତି ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ଏଟା ବି ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁଟା ନେଟରେ ଅଲରେଡି ଅଛି ଆମର ହଂକଂ ବେସ୍ଡ ଗୋଟେ ହ୍ୟୁମାନ୍ ରୋବୋଟ ଯାଇଥିଲେ ସୋଫିଆ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁରେ ତାକୁ ପଚରା ଯାଇଥିଲା ଯେ it was a funny conversation but it was real then this robot answer କଣ କରୁଛି ମୁଁ ହ୍ୟୁମାନ୍ ବିଙ୍ଗକୁ ଡେଷ୍ଟ୍ରୟ କରିଦେବି ତାପରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ତାକୁ ସେଟା ପଚରା ଯାଇଥିଲା ଯେ ଏମିତି କାହିଁକି କହୁଛୁ ସେ କହିଲା ନାଇଁ ଯଦି ମୋତେ ହ୍ୟୁମାନ୍ ବିଙ୍ଗ ଯେମିତି ମୋ ସହ ବିହେଭ୍ କରିବେ ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କ ସହିତ ସେମିତି ବିହେଭ୍ କରିବି ଯଦି ସେମାନେ ମୋତେ ଯେମିତି ଆପଣ ମୁଭି କଥା କହିଲେ ଗୋଟେ ମୁଭି ଆସିଥିଲା ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଟାଇମ୍ ମେବି ଆଇ ଡୋଣ୍ଟ नो द रिमेंबर द नेम ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर मूवी so the lead actor means the hero was trying to marry a robot and the saddest thing is that he was a robot engineer he pretty well knew that it was a program ଆମେ ତାମାନେ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ ବାହାରେ ରହୁଛି ମଣିଷ ନିଜେ ତିଆରି କରିଛି ରୋବଟକୁ ସେ ଜାଣିଛି ତା ଭିତରେ ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରାମ ଅଛି ତାପରେ ବି ମଣିଷର ବୁଦ୍ଧି କାମ କରୁନାହିଁ ତ କେବେ ବି ମେସିନ୍ ଟା ଓଭରପାୱାର କରିପାରିବ ନାହିଁ କିନ୍ତୁ ମଣିଷ ଯଦି ତାକୁ ଠିକ୍ ସେ ୟୁଜ୍ କରିବ ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ପ୍ରଭାବ ପଡ଼ିବ
Madam, more question also. My question is basically in the context of academic research. So, if I take the PhD scholars or early career researchers and when they are using AI in their educational purpose, so my first question is, what do you think that how much destructive that artificial intelligence can be for the human intelligence when it comes to research? Second question is, what do you think? Why do we need to restrict AI use in case of research and academics? And third, what are the suggestions you would give using AI in a more balanced way for research purposes?
sir what was your first question
First question is how much destructive that AI can be for the human intelligence
in case of research
in case of research.
how it can be destructive
Ah,
yeah it will
For
be
the
destructive
human.
for the human being if we cannot be able to think without AI means if we are killing our thinking process itself by relying upon AI too much then it will be destructive but if we will just use AI as our assistant जो जगह मोर प्रॉब्लम होची वो बुझेंगे suppose I will give assignment to my scholar you do literature review of 100 papers by tomorrow is it possible so in those cases the scholar will automatically take the help of AI whether I will tell her or not okay কিন্তু যদি টাইম আমার পাখে ଅଛି ଆଉ ମୁଁ ସେଟାରେ କହି ଦଉଛି sir because we are also using when we are doing literature survey with the help of AI most of the time it is giving us wrong information so again we the human beings should be verifying the factual details like I have already mentioned in the slides we should always verify if we will not then it will be destructive so did I answer it properly
second question is, so why should we restrict the use of AI?
yeah we can restrict the use of AI if proper tools will be used again in what context you are asking
For the research purpose, because
for the
nowadays
research
what happens-
purposes we have several softwares like Promethean which again going for AI algorithm test so now it is more difficult to do research than the traditional means before AI because ଆମକୁ ଲାଗୁଛି କ'ଣ AI ଆସିଗଲା ବହୁତ ସହଜ ହେଇଗଲା କିନ୍ତୁ AI algorithm ବି ଅଛି ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ କିଛି କରିପାରିବେନି original research ଯେମିତି ଥିଲେ ବି ହବ
what is your suggestions to use AI? Because already we have integrated AI in our education. Most of the journals are also acknowledging the use of AI. So my question is, what is the more balanced way of using AI in academic research? So it cannot be it is not unethical, but also it will help the scholars or the researchers to do researching more efficiently.
This one is already covered in the second question.
I was asking what is the balanced way of doing this?
What is the balanced way?
Like I will use the human intelligence. Also, I will take the help of artificial intelligence. Not doing any unethical businesses, and also maintaining the proper brainstorming and discussions with humans.
Sir, I gave you the example of complex course research related to subject. Balanced way is I will give proper time to the student. Okay. You first take the help of AI to get the gist of all those papers. Okay. Then from those 100 papers, you see which papers are essential to you. For those kind of parts, you can take the help of AI. But for treating it manually, you have to do it personally. Not so in that way, human intelligence will be used automatically.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good answer for you. Thank you.
Does use of AI have any bad impact on environment?
Again, yeah, you can say.
Because somewhere I read that it needs large data for that for pulling forward the new large water. So one day to face water crisis. Also, release more greenhouse gases.
Yes, sir. It can means again. So, AI is doing it itself, doing it by itself, or we the human beings are making AI to do it. That should be our question. ଏମାନେ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମଟା ହଉଛି ସେଟା AI ପାଇଁ ହଉଛି AI ନିଜେ କଲାନି
No, use of AI.
yes
So unnecessary and ସବୁଥିରେ AI use କରୁଥିଲେ.
but that is not compulsory we shouldn't use AI if we don't feel
ନା ସବୁଥିରେ ତ ଇଣ୍ଟିଗ୍ରେଟ୍ ହେଇଯାଇଛି AI ନା ମୋବାଇଲ ଖୋଲିଲେ ମାନେ AI ୟୁଜ୍ ହେଲା ତେଣୁ ଆମେ ଯାହା ଡାଟା ପାଇଛୁ ସବୁ AI ର ହିଁ ଆସୁଛି ଗୁଗଲ ସର୍ଚ୍ଚରେ
academic environment, atmospheric environment,
environmental water crisis, greenhouse gas release.
sir ହଉଛି ବହୁତ କ୍ଷତି ହଉଛି ଯେମିତି କି ଏସି ୟୁଜ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଆମେ ତା ପାଇଁ ବହୁତ କିଛି ହଉଛି କ୍ଷତି କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ ୟୁଜ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତ ଏଇଟା
ଏଇଟା ସବୁ କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ ଇଣ୍ଟିଗ୍ରେଟ୍ ହେଇଗଲା ନା ବେଶୀ ସବୁଥିରେ ମୋବାଇଲ ସମସ୍ତେ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ସମସ୍ତେ ଡେଲି ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଲେ ସମସ୍ତେ ୟୁଜ କରୁଛନ୍ତି AI ଅନନେସେସାରୀ ଯାହା ଗୋଟେ ଆମେ ସର୍ଚ୍ଚ କଲେ ଅନନେସେସାରୀ ବି AI ପ୍ରଥମେ ଆସିବ
that's why I'm telling you we the people are dependent on AI unnecessarily sir ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟ କହିବି କମ୍ପ୍ୟୁଟର ସାଇନ୍ସ ଲୋକମାନେ AI କମ ୟୁଜ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କୁ ସେଟା ଆପଣ ସର୍ଭେ ନେଇକି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଟା ମୁଁ ବାୟାସ ଦେଇକି କିଛି ଆନ୍ସର ଦଉନି ତ ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ କାହିଁକି ମୁଁ ଏଟା କହୁଛି because we know what is the consequences what are the consequences what can be the cause ଖାଲି ପ୍ରୋ ଆମେ ଦେଖୁନୁ କଣ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହଉଛି ସେଟା ବି ଦେଖୁଛୁ that's why we are using it limitedly ଯେମିତି କି ମୁଁ ଏଟା ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଟା ଦେବି ତ ମୋର କିଛି କାହାକୁ ବ୍ଲେମ୍ କରୁନି ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ଯଦି ଆମେ ହିଁ ରେସ୍ପନ୍ସିବଲ ଆମେ ହିଁ AI କୁ ବାରମ୍ବାର ୟୁଜ କରିକି ତାକୁ ପୁଣି ଆମେ କେମିତି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ କରିବା AI ପାଇଁ ଖରାପ ହେଇଗଲା
technical लोक माने मेंटेन खाली जनरेशन करिया यूजर सबोळे होते
ସେଇଟା ମୁଁ କହିଲି ୟୁଜର ମାନେ ଟେକ୍ନିକାଲ ଲୋକ ୟୁଜ ତିଆରି କରୁଛନ୍ତି ବାକି ତ ୟୁଜର ତ ସମସ୍ତେ ନନ୍ ଟେକ୍ନିକାଲ ଲୋକ ହିଁ କରୁଛନ୍ତି
more dependent on AI human intelligence or level ଟା
ହଁ ସାର୍ ହବ କିନ୍ତୁ ହଁ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟ ବି ସାର୍ କହୁଛି ଏଇ ଯୋଉ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଆମର ହ୍ୟୁମାନ ଇଣ୍ଟେଲିଜେନ୍ସ ରିଲେଟେଡ୍ ଆମର ଚାଲିଛି ବହୁତ ବର୍ଷ ହେଲା ଆର୍ଗୁମେଣ୍ଟ ଚାଲିଛି 2025 ବୋଧେ ହଁ 2025 ରେ ଟୋକିଓ ଗୋଟେ କମ୍ପିଟିସନ ହେଲା ହ୍ୟୁମାନ ବିଂ ଆଣ୍ଡ AI ସେଟା ଜିତିଥିଲା କି ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି 9 hours AI ଜିତିକି ଚାଲିଥିଲା ଲାଷ୍ଟ ମୋମେଣ୍ଟ ରେ ହ୍ୟୁମାନ ବିଂ ଜିତିଥିଲା ଓପନ AI ର ଗୋଟେ ଏମ୍ପ୍ଲୟି
ନା ଏବେ ଯେ ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ ରୁ AI ୟୁଜ କରୁଥିଲେ ସେ ପିଲାଙ୍କର ଲେଭେଲ ଅଫ ଇଣ୍ଟେଲିଜେନ୍ସ
ସେଇଟା ତ କହୁଛି ଇଣ୍ଟେଲିଜେଣ୍ଟ ପିପଲ ର ଇଣ୍ଟେଲିଜେନ୍ସ ସେମିତି ଅଛି
How is that going?
so before you madam
I have a question. Like already he has said that it's what I want to say. Is there
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
retraction rate of general public sensitivity high and the other thing is scientific options.
Yes, sir.
And mostly it's related to language data, utilizing AI to how to address those issues because that becomes a severe consequences for any sector at the beginning by having had retraction means it's a very very
Yes, sir.
not only
That's
sensitive
why
sensitive.
organizations put restrictions on usage of AI.
That's right.
ଯେମିତି ସାର୍ ଆମେ ନିଶା ମୁକ୍ତ ବୋଲି ଲେଖିଥିଲା ମାନେ
So like
ସିକ୍ରେଟ ପ୍ୟାକେଟ କରି ଖାଇଲେ ଗୋଟେ ଡେଞ୍ଜରସ୍ ଟୁ ହେଲ୍ଥ କିଛି ମୂଲ୍ୟ ଅଛି ତା ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଯାହା ଉପରେ ପାୱାର ଅଛି ଯଦି ସେଟା କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ କଲା ତାହେଲେ ନା ଆମେ ତ ପାୱାର ଯଦି ନେଇ ଶିଖି ପାରିବ ନା
Another way what is happening
but I agree sir restrictions should always be there for betterment of
Thank you, ma'am, for your nice presentation. My question to you is, what happens to women mind if everything is done by
No, everything is not done by AI. That I have already told several times. Not everything is done by AI. If everything will give authority to do, means AI is given authority by human being, then again, as asked by some of our colleagues, it will lead to destruction. AI हाथ में सब छाड़ीबा नहीं. Always, ମୁଁ ଯେତେ ଗୋଟେ ସ୍ଲାଇଡ୍ ଦେଖିବେ ମୁଁ ଦେଇଛି ସବୁଥିରେ ଲେଖାଇଛି the human being should be at the final stage to make the decisions, not the AI.
but in reality lot of things are everything like even thinking process to writing or everything like mental works also
Yeah, thinking process is greatly affected by AI if we will depend on AI by being blindfolded. आखि मन करी ता ऊपर विश्वास करबो किंतु जदि हमें ता सहित चलिथिबा हां एटा गुटे इट्स ए फैक्ट दैट वी कैन नॉट अवॉइड AI because the world is now running through AI. तो ताको हम छाड़ी मारिबा नाही हमर केवल गोटे ही ऑप्शन अछि हम ताको नहीं चले
मैडम मोर के क्वेश्चन थिला जे एंटरटेनमेंट वर्ल्ड रे डीफेक बोली ଗୋଟେ कॉन्सेप्ट अछि जो कि बहुत लिटिगेशन और प्रॉब्लम रहउछि तो एटा डीफेक करे अपन जदी किछि कहिता
Deepfake means it is synthetic generation of fake audio. ଆଉ ତାର ଖାଲି ଅଡିଓ ନାହିଁ ତ ଏଣ୍ଟରଟେନମେଣ୍ଟ ପାଇଁ ଆମର ପଚାରୁଛନ୍ତି କି ମୁଁ କହିବି ମିଡିଆ ଯେମିତି ଆମର ଅଡିଓ ଭିଡିଓ ସେଟା ବହୁତ ଡେଞ୍ଜରସ୍ ଥିଙ୍ଗ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ ଏଗେନ୍ ଦ ଲିମିଟ ଅଫ AI. If anybody doesn't know about if let me give a brief knowledge. ସେଟା କଣ ହଉଛି କି suppose a person has never part that statement but using AI just to give the image of that particular person and give the particular statement you want to be spoken by that particular person. AI will simply edit it, generate the synthetic data using the deepfake approach, and finally, से लोगों जोड़ा के बिना जीवन को ही नहीं लगता सेम होते न्यूज़पेपर ऐसे ही हो. So that is the case of deepfake, which should not be entertained.
AI जो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट कौन करेगा कि कई बार
No, बढ़िया जेंटी की always in case of software companies, कौन क्वेश्चन से periodically they are going to eliminate several employees. So always those employees are being unemployed who are not lacking skills. So if we are not able to use AI properly, then we will face threats in our job. If we are not, then there is no issue to be. There is no concept. Any questions?
How this question ଅଛି ତାର ମାର୍କେଟ କରିବେ
ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ବହୁତ ବଢିଆ ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି ଆମ ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟି ପାଇଁ ସେଇଟା ହେଲା ଦେବାଶିଷ ସାରଙ୍କର 56ତମ ବୁକ୍ ଆଜି ଆମ ସାମ୍ନାକୁ ଆସିଛି ସେଥିପାଇଁ ବହୁତ ବହୁତ ଅଭିନନ୍ଦନ 56ତମ ବୁକ୍ अब तक आहुरी बहुत अच्छी आगे आसिबे देखिले बहुत धन्यवाद सारଙ୍କୁ ଆମ ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟି କୁ ବହୁତ ଆଗକୁ ଆଣିଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କର ପବ୍ଲିକେସନ
ସମ୍ମାନନୀୟ କୁଳପତି ସାର୍ ଏବଂ ସ୍ନାତକୋତ୍ତର ପରିଷଦର ଅଧ୍ୟକ୍ଷ ଏବଂ ମୋର ପ୍ରିୟ ସହକର୍ମୀ ବୃନ୍ଦ ଛାତ୍ରଛାତ୍ରୀଗଣ ଆଜି ଆନନ୍ଦର କଥା ଆଜି এই যে বইটি জনজাতি অস্মিতা ও জনজাতিবাদ এই পুস্তকটি মোর হচ্ছে 56তম পুস্তক অনেক সম্পাদিত পুস্তক বি তা ভিতরে রয়েছে ଏବଂ ଏହା ହେଉଛି 16ତମ ଜନଜାତି ସମ୍ପର୍କିତ ପୁସ୍ତକ। ତ ଦୀର୍ଘ 30 ବର୍ଷ ଜନଜାତି ଗବେଷଣା ଭିତରେ ଏହା ହେଉଛି ଗୋଟେ ସ୍ୱତନ୍ତ୍ର ଉପଲବ୍ଧି। ତା ସହିତ ସମଗ୍ର ପୂର୍ବ ଭାରତରେ ଟ୍ରାଇବାଲିଜିମ୍ ଥିଓରି ଉପରେ କେହି କାମ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି ଅତୀତରେ। ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଏଥିରେ ଗୋଟେ ବିଶେଷ ଭାବରେ ଗବେଷଣାକୁ ନୂତନ ଦିଗ ଆଉ ଦିଶାରେ ନେବା ପାଇଁ ପ୍ରୟାସ କରାଯାଇଛି। ଏଥିରେ ବିବିଧ ପ୍ରସଙ୍ଗ ସବୁ ରହିଛି ଏବଂ ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ପ୍ରତିଷ୍ଠିତ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରକାଶକ ସଂସ୍ଥା ଯୋଉ ରହିଛି ବିଦ୍ୟାପୁରୀ ସେ ଏହାର ପ୍ରକାଶନ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କର ଶୁଭେଚ୍ଛା ନେଇ ମୁଁ ପୁଣି ଏମିତି ଆଗକୁ ବଢୁଥିବି ଆଉ ନୂଆ ନୂଆ ସାହିତ୍ୟ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ଦଉଥିବି।
ତାର ପରମିଶନ ନେଇକି ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଏଠି ଖାଲି କହିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି, ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ମନ୍ଥନଟା କରିଛେ ଆମେ ଫ୍ୟାକଲ୍ଟି ମାନଙ୍କର ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚଟାକୁ ଜାଣିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛୁ ଫାଷ୍ଟ। ଆଉ ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚଟା ଆମେ ନିଜ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ବୁଝେଇ ପାରିବା ଠିକ ଅଛି, ଆମେ ପୁରା ସବୁ ଡିସିପ୍ଲିନ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ଆମ ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚଟା ବୁଝେଇବାର ଅଛି। ତେଣୁ ଯଦି ଏଇ ଓରିଏଣ୍ଟେଡ ହବ ତାହେଲେ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ମଲ୍ଟି ଡିସିପ୍ଲିନ ଆପ୍ରୋଚ୍ ଆମେ ଚିନ୍ତା କରୁଛୁ ଅଲଗା ଲୋକ ଆସିକି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସହିତ କନେକ୍ଟ କରିବ, ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ସୁଡ୍ ବି ଗୁଡ୍। ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଥିଲା। ଦେନ୍ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚରେ କ'ଣ ଆଉଟକମ୍ ବେସ୍ ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ହେଇପାରିବ, କ'ଣ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ ହେଇପାରିବ ଯୋଉଟା ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଚାହୁଁଛି ସାର୍ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଟାକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆମେ ରିଫ୍ଲେକ୍ଟ କରିବୁ। ଆମେ ଆଭଏଡ୍ କରିବା ଜେନେରାଲ ଟକ୍, ଯୋଉଟା କି ଜେନେରାଲ ଟକ୍ ଅଛି। ଯେମିତି ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଟାଇମ୍ ମୁଁ କାହାକୁ କମେଣ୍ଟ କରୁନି ଏଠି, ମୁଁ ଆମ ପର୍ପୋଜଟା ମନ୍ଥନର ପର୍ପୋଜଟା ସାର୍ ଯୋଉ ଭିଜନଟା ଥିଲା ସେଟାର ମେନ୍ ପର୍ପୋଜ ହେଉଛି ଟୁ ନୋ ଦ ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ଏରିଆ ଅଫ୍ ଇଚ୍ ଫ୍ୟାକଲ୍ଟି ମେମ୍ବର ଆଉ everybody should know the research of everybody। ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ କନେକ୍ଟ କରିପାରିବା ଯେ ମୋର ୟୁଜଫୁଲ୍ ଆଉ ଜଣଙ୍କ ସହିତ ଅଛି, ତାହେଲେ ମୁଁ ଆଗକୁ ବଢିପାରିବି। ତେଣୁ ଏଇଟାକୁ ଟିକେ ଆମେ ଧ୍ୟାନ ଦେବା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଟପିକ୍ ସିଲେକ୍ଟ କରୁଛୁ। ଆଉ
ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ସାର୍। ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ନମସ୍କାର। ସମ୍ମାନୀୟ କୁଳପତି ଶ୍ରୀ ସନ୍ତୋଷ କୁମାର ତ୍ରିପାଠୀ ମହୋଦୟ, ସମ୍ମାନୀୟ ଅଧ୍ୟକ୍ଷ ସ୍ନାତकोत्तर परिषद प्रोफेसर संतोष कुमार अग्रवाल, आज सम्मानित वक्ता डॉक्टर मोनालिसा जेना महोदय, अध्यापिका अध्यापक गवेषक और गणमाध्यम बंधु मैंने, सर्वप्रथमे आमर प्रिय कुलपति श्री संतोष कुमार त्रिपाठी महोदय शिक्षागत उत्सर्ग प्रति निरंतर उत्सव प्रति कृतज्ञता जनाऊँगी। धन्यवाद सर। मु स्नातकोत्तर परिषद अध्यक्ष प्रोफेसर संतोष कुमार अग्रवाल महोदय को उपस्थिति को आंतरिक धन्यवाद जनाऊँगी। धन्यवाद सर। आज मंथन 6 कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्तार जुग दैनंदिन प्रयोग भविष्य नवसूचन पर्यंत यार जो वक्ता थी मैडम डॉक्टर मोनालिसा जेना बहुत सुंदर भाव विस्तृत भाव वर्णना आंतरिक धन्यवाद जनाऊँगी। यही कार्यक्रम सुचारू समन्वय कार्यक्रम संयोजक डॉक्टर रविनारायण बेहरा को महोदय को आंतरिक धन्यवाद जनाऊँगी। धन्यवाद सर। शेष में विभिन्न विभाग समस्त अध्यापक अध्यापिका गवेषक गणमाध्यम बंधु मैंने छात्र मैंने कार्यक्रम सफल कर सहयोग कर समस्त मोर आंतरिक कृतज्ञता और धन्यवाद जनाऊँगी। धन्यवाद।